Yeah.
On you.
Let's
Mute,
go.
mute your cell phones, guys. We always have to start off with a little bit of noise.
Subscribe to Simply Bitcoin.
Page, we got it working.
All right.
That's a long
Welcome,
intro
everybody.
today.
Welcome in. You made it to another episode of the Meme Factory podcast. This is test stream number 69, which is nice. This evening, we are joined by none other than David Bennett, a repeat guest of ours. So you all should know him, but we're going to ask him to give a elevator pitch on who he is so we can get this kicked off. David, tell everybody who you are.
Well, I am the host of the Bitcoin and podcast. If you want to know the news, what's going on in Bitcoin on relatively speaking a daily basis, that's where you go. And it's not, it's like just general news stories so that you don't have to read them, so that you can drive your car, wash the dishes, clean the house, do all the things that you need to do. And if you want to know what's going on in the background with everything that's going on in Bitcoin, that's where you go.
With those dulcet tones.
That's right.
All right, so David, you're no stranger to the show. We've sent you the ad copy. I know you haven't looked at it yet, so at your convenience, rip that Band-Aid off.
Good evening, everyone. My name is David Bennett, and this episode of the Meme Factory TM podcast is brought to you by the new cutting-edge cryptocurrency karate coins. Say a baya to transaction fees and hiya to karate coins. Are you intrigued by all this talk about Bitcoin, but worried you'll never understand it well enough to get started? Worry no more, because beautiful karate coins are for you. Beautiful karate coins are inspired by the ancient Japanese martial art of karate. Just owning karate coins makes you a black belt level crypto user. Well, owning enough of them does. Once you've reached black belt level status by investing your life savings, other investors' money will be used to front run your returns on the karate platform. We will use your cash to manipulate the prices of certain digital assets and continually lie about the location and use of your funds. If you own crypto but don't have any beautiful karate coins yet, then you're a coward. And everyone you've ever been attracted to thinks you're gross and dumb. Beautiful karate coins. Never stop spending.
Hey, thank you.
Hiya.
Hiya.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Dude? It's good to see you, man. How's life?
It's like I said, it's been a hell of a year. Moved the entire family of four from the Panhandle of Texas to Eastern Washington State, which, yeah.
So you're basically in Idaho, is what you're saying.
Yes, I am very much in Idaho.
Was it Tri-Cities?
Yep, it's
Coeur
the
d'Alene?
Tri-Cities area, the Palouse region of Washington, and it's beautiful. It's really pretty, and
And cold.
you get the news as a Texan that you're moving to Washington State, and then you go, oh shit, because you hear about all the absolute insanity that's going on in places like Seattle, Portland, down in Portland, Oregon, stuff like that. Yeah, shit ain't over here. It's just not.
Well, I mean, you
In
say
fact-
that, but you're wearing gang colors right now.
What, by flannel?
Yeah.
It's because it's cold. There's an actual winter here. Amazing.
Yeah.
Panhandle of Texas, you get 2 seasons. It's hot, and then it's not so hot. That's pretty much it. Here, there's actual autumn, winter, spring, fall. There's snow. There's rain that falls from the sky. It's amazing. There's mountains, there's hills, there's rivers, there's trees, there's forests, there's deer, there's cattle, there's there's more I saw more agriculture in the surrounding 12-mile radius of me than I saw in all my time in West Texas. And there's a lot of ag in West Texas. So it's a different world. But like I said, the craziness and the insanity that you hear about that's going on in Seattle, that shit doesn't fly out here. You got people that are open carry. You've got a lot of ranching. You got a lot of people that are interested in fishing and hunting, and it's nice. It's kind of like home away from home. So there's that. I got that going for me, which is nice.
All right. Well, I got a little ahead of myself, David. I didn't realize you were going to talk so much, blabbermouth.
Yep.
Got to thank our actual sponsor, Coinbits. So anybody who's watching, if you haven't found yourself a DCA platform, go sign up for Coinbits today. They're awesome. I'm a hell of a salesman. So now we head over to Becca for the sandwich menu. I don't know if this is new since you've been around, but you got to tell us what you want to eat off the menu.
Yeah. So Dave, thanks for coming on. I'm going to swing my camera over to my menu. So I have 3 options for you. We have our late anniversary platter in the celebration of the 2-year anniversary for the Laser Eyes. So it comes with tacos, mini beef sliders, and a 21 variety of potato sides. So enough to feed you and all your friends. Next special, we have the Nostr Zap Wrap. So it's a grilled ostrich with a special sap sauce, hand rolled by a crying Elon Musk. So I was able to secure him. He's in the kitchen right now. He's not too happy. And we have our tried true, our Coinbase House special, Yellow's Don't Stop Believing Steak Sammy. It's been marinated and wrinkled for 465 days. So,
man, that number keeps going up.
That is an NGU for sure.
Forever, Laura. Forever.
Do I get to pick one?
Not only do you get to, you have to.
Excellent menu today, Becca.
Yes, great.
I particularly like Elon being your bitch in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, I'm gonna have to go with the Elon one. I was gonna go Laser Eyes. I really was, because it's always appropriate. However, the thought of Elon in the kitchen crying his eyes out over the deep fryer, yeah, I'm there.
good choice.
Solid choice.
I'll have it over to you shortly. Get to work, Elon.
Now, Yellow, have you come up with new rules for bull market, or are we still in a bear market? What are we doing with stack fight build at this point?
The rules of the bear market stop being valid after 30K.
Okay. All right. So then let's explain the rules to David so he can enlighten us as to how he's progressing.
I won't.
That's fair. That's fair, Yellow.
You're not my dad. I won't do what you tell me.
Craig.
I'm gonna
Craig
stay
has
here
nothing.
forever. I'm not doing it. I protest.
He's put you on the
Just
big
looks
screen.
so
just,
bad.
he's just staring at
Why?
you.
Why? You look better? You look better?
Look so angry.
I'm not angry. You're okay. Okay, good. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. I wouldn't do this to you, but I will now. Okay. Okay. First of all, you're not even on Twitter anymore. You're like a Nostr or something. Where are you?
Nostr.
Okay.
Nostr.
How do you upload videos up there? Do you know? Because I have some problem. Anyway, that's
Nostr
another thing.
build.
Okay, the 3 rules of the bear market are: number 1, what is it? Oh yeah, stacking, obviously. Rule number 2, it's we're Bitcoiners and we like to fight. So fight, and you tag me so I can laugh. Fight anybody. It doesn't matter. You have to fight in the bear market. And rule number 3 is build. And if you don't know how to build, you just tweet about it. It's pretty much the same. We fool the algos and all that shit. So, yeah, those are the 3 rules of the bear market. There you go, Craig.
That was wonderful. So, David, we got to check in with you. Are you stacking?
Oh yeah, every week.
Excellent.
I haven't stopped. Well, there was only one time that I stopped, and that was back in 2017. We hit like 36, not 2017, 20. It was like end of 2015 or getting into 2016, maybe midway through, and hit like 3,600. And I was like, wow, that's really high considering from where I started buying from. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should just lay off. Dumbest ass mistake ever. Don't ever make that mistake. Never, never, never again. When I picked it back up on my DCA, my daily cost averaging, I refused to quit. I was stacking through 65. I was stacking through 61. I was stacking through 40s. I was stacking through the 30s.
Just
I
name
was
all the
stacking
numbers.
at 16.
Were you stacking?
Yeah,
Were
I
you
was
stacking at
stacking
17.
I was stacking everywhere.
Were you stacking at
everywhere?
18?
I mean, everywhere.
Were you stacking at 19?
18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I'm not counting to 65. I'm not going to do it.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm gonna be like Yellow over here and be all mean.
What is your diet like? What is
Meat.
your diet like?
Meat.
Huh?
And a fair amount of pasta, which I shouldn't be eating, but hey, it happens.
Yeah, pasta is good.
So you're my window into the Bitcoin news of the world weekly.
Did you say you're my window?
I did. Come to my window. Talk to me about Nigeria. What's going on there?
Well, apparently, what happened is that sometime on the 15th, the central bank determined that all notes, and they had already asked for the return of like 50s, 100s, and 200 denominated fiat notes to push their e-naira. And that ostensibly to push the e-naira. They didn't act. They're never going to come out and say that this is what they're doing. I read that particular story, I want to say Tuesday or Wednesday. I can't remember. So today I wake up and apparently the central bank said, no, all notes are now completely worthless. If you've got cash in your pocket, either turn them in and we'll figure out what to do from there, or they're just flat out worthless. So people started rioting in the street in front of the central bank. It looked like there was a video that Jack Dorsey posted, and he was posting a clip that he pulled off of Twitter or something like that. And it looked like to be a video taken from a third or fourth story window somewhere in Nigeria, somewhere around the central bank. I don't know. I've never been there myself, so I'm taking a bit of this with a grain of salt, but I have no reason to believe that all these people are lying because tear gas was deployed, shots fired. I assume the shots fired were the tear gas being deployed because I didn't see anybody hit or fall down. Clearly, everybody was scared. And then going back over the news, it appears that the monarch or whoever is in charge of that shit show out there in Nigeria walked it back and said, oh, no, we're going to extend the usefulness of the shit that you carry around in your wallet.
Wow.
I don't buy it for a second. And because there's like, when you do something like that and your people lose their ever-loving minds and then you walk it back, it's walk it back to win. This is going to happen. The e-naira is going to happen to these people. And if they allow it to happen, they'll be enslaved forever. That's just the long and the short of it.
e-naira is the name of their central bank digital currency, right?
That is correct. That's what they've been trying to push. It has the incredible adoption rate of something like 0.05 or possibly anywhere between 0.05 and a full 0.5% adoption rate. That's how bad it was received in Nigeria.
So not even the politicians are using it.
They don't give a shit. It's crap. I mean, the politicians, who even knows what they use for money? Nigeria's in such a mess, and not like we're any better up here in the United States or in the rest of the Western society, but it's just an absolute dumpster fire. So they're pushing their people to the absolute limit. I think they're going to find out what happens when you accidentally do that. Like, we accidentally pissed off a herd of elephants. Oh, probably not the best idea in the world. Okay, well, we only weigh 80 pounds to 180 pounds to 380 pounds. You put 10,000 of those things in a group, and it's just as terrifying as a group of elephants. And I think they really screwed up here. And Lebanon ain't looking much better. So,
didn't Lebanon just shut down all their banks now, like their internal central or commercial banks?
That one I don't know. As of this morning, when I was putting together today's show, which was an interview show, the only two news items that I got to was Nigeria and Lebanon. And as of this morning, when I was putting together, everybody was pissed off in Lebanon because the trading rate for the Lebanese pound to a United States dollar is now 80,000 pounds to $1. Whereas in 2019, it was like 1,950 pounds to $1. So
but that was at least 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was at least 2 years ago. So, in 24 months, you get a devaluation that pretty much wiped out the entire country's, the citizenry's savings and future. It's all gone.
Crazy. So is this just the opening salvo of what's going to happen to every country that runs on a fiat standard?
I think so. And
what
if you
does
go
salvo
back,
mean?
It's a country in West Africa.
Thank you.
Opening gunfire, salvo, opening gunfire. Yeah, if you remember, I've been talking about it for a while, and I ain't the only one. A lot of the Bitcoin podcasters have been saying for a long time, for multiple years, that the United States dollar is the least shitty of the shit coins. That's absolutely true. And the consequence of that is that all fiat currencies will collapse into, like dominoes, they'll collapse on each other, and it will all run up into the value of the United States dollar. So for
Marcus disagrees with that, David. Let me just say that right now. Marcus disagrees with that one.
With the dollar, disagrees with dollar milkshake theory.
Yeah. Marcus, are you there?
I've not heard this. I'm interested.
Marcus, wake up.
Hey, Marcus.
Yeah, you never listen to our show, Greg. It's yeah. What did I say? What did I say, Sean? No, it's true. Everybody says, like the dollar is going to be the last one to fall, and everybody always says that, like very, like the dollar is as stronger as the last one going to fall. But in the end, it's like it's a trusting. And if you look at like the debt running up in the dollar right now, and everybody's talking about the dollar, and like bonds are selling off, and everybody's talking doom and gloom. Why does the dollar have to be the last one to fall? I can see the trust in the dollar collapsing first, while maybe, I don't know, India or other currencies are like less affected by it. I don't know.
I will definitely concede the possibility that the dollar isn't the last. It's one of the most likely successor, or well.
Wait, what was that? Did you do a horse sound?
Is it? He's got a window. Oh, for God's sake!
He's got a window.
He's got a window.
Yeah, I stopped you because you did something like a sound like a horse. You did something like
like that.
Somebody go back and clip it. That I need this.
It's okay. I clip all of David's excellent sounds.
Concessions made. I will concede that it's possible.
I just have this, by the way, because my window is shut.
It's weird. I'm not going to lie, Yellow. It's weird. I'm not sure what's happening.
It's possible. It's possible that the dollar isn't the last one standing. It is one of the most likely ones. The other one would be the Chinese currency. I mean, that's not outside the realm of possibility. But after that, we're getting really narrow on what it collapses into, unless it's absolutely possible that some financial catastrophe.
Sorry, I got to interrupt you. Rusty put his hand up.
Yeah, I was thinking about
He's
this.
looking
I know
He's
I'm
looking like, what
on
the
video.
There are rules.
Um,
There are rules. He put his hand up. He gets to talk. Oh, Rusty.
Rusty, you're on mute.
Rusty
It's a
muted
big-
himself.
Let him do
No
the
mute.
big.
He's still muted.
Still
You're
muted?
still on
You gotta talk
mute.
into the
Okay,
microphone, Rusty.
You guys are joking.
Let me do him.
We're-
Wait.
Yeah,
So,
all right, Rusty, you
the
talk.
thing is,
Move your mouth, Rusty.
Oh, you're
I
good.
believe here in Australia, when we eat kangaroos, they're not that great. Like you barbecue, you saute them. Like it doesn't matter. It's kind of hard meat. It's not that good. Koala is better, I think. And yeah. Okay, unmute yourself, Rusty. Come on. For fuck's sake, it's amateur. We have a guest,
All right, Rusty.
Rusty.
Fix your shit.
We're live, Rusty.
All right, sorry. David, Rusty interrupted you for nothing, which is unfortunate. But keep
David
going.
was saying
Leo, okay.
David was saying unless something, and I wanted to hear what he was with this.
Unless some unknown possible global financial catastrophe, and I'm not talking about a recession, I'm talking about something that we haven't seen yet, happens, then I could see a possibility where all of the theories about what falls into what are completely off the table. I have literally no idea if that will happen. I don't think it's impossible. We've seen some really crazy shit going on. I mean, bond markets freak out at the drop of a hat at this point in the UK, the United States. There's all manner of weirdness that I don't think anybody's really ever seen. And for the length of time that the weirdness has been lasting, it wouldn't surprise me one bit if we see something that causes all fiat currencies to collapse at once. That's the only other thing that I can see. It's either
kind of weirdness?
everything collapses into the dollar or the yuan, or everything collapses together. And neither one of those is something that I even really want to see.
Talk to me
I
about
hold
you-
Bitcoin,
talking-
so
Are you talking Cyber Polygon or what are you talking?
Yeah, what kind of weirdness?
do what? Like I said, the bond market's freaking out at the drop of a hat. We had that situation where the UK bond market completely almost imploded not more than a handful of months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the theories were that they were begging Jerome Powell to not keep raising interest rates because it was completely and totally, utterly impacting their particular markets, because everybody follows the United States markets, at least for right now, and at least in the last 50 years. So when we do something like raise interest rates or lower interest rates, it impacts everybody else's markets, because apparently the only way they can survive is to build their shit around our market. So when we sneeze, they catch a cold, and the UK almost imploded their bond market. Now, one of the theories, and I can't remember who said it, is that Jerome Powell's doing it on purpose because, quote unquote, fuck the EU.
That's
literally
Tom DeLongo's been saying that.
See, and the thing about it is that I don't know if that's true or not. And it honestly, while either way it would impact me, I can't do anything about it. It's so far outside my circle of control or influence that, that's why I buy Bitcoin. It really, it's shit like this. It's like people say, oh, you might need some, I guess the impetus is maybe you need some to practice going and buying something with a money that isn't a fiat. No, I guess that's part of it. But the real reason that I hold it now, which is not the reason why I first got into it, is because of shit like this. I don't know which way this is going.
Well, we know which way it's going.
Well, yeah, it's really ugly, and as to how far it slides and how fast, I don't know. So there are people that are a hell of a lot smarter than me figure that one out. Plan Marcus is one of these guys, so I listen to what Plan Marcus will say. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously, dude.
Yeah.
We all take our financial advice from Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
Every time.
He told me to sell at 40, and he was right.
Now, talking about smart guys, you had something very interesting happen to you recently.
Jesus Christ, Pedro.
Can you tell us about the pig heart?
Pig heart?
You don't know? All right, I'll bring. It was in, you were in the Washington Post. Hang on.
Is this the piano recital?
He looks confused.
Yeah, how's your
Greg.
piano doing?
Okay. Can you guys see this now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, David Bennett,
Oh God.
first person genetic knowledge, right? So-
David, I got this one, David.
I wanted to know.
Greg, there is more than one person on the planet that's named David Bennett.
Well, I
That's
mean,
the answer too.
maybe, but I mean, the other thing.
No, there's
Kinda
a
looks like
maybe with this one. There are more.
Well, then explain this. Explain this.
I don't think this is showing up on the YouTube feed, by the way.
So, right, if it's not him, why is it talking about the guy he stabbed 7 years ago?
Oh,
Oh,
you
7
won-
times
you won-
years ago. So I mean, it's
You've won this one. I don't have an answer now.
That 7 times was like at one time, or like in few years he was like coming back and stabbing more.
I mean, I figure when you get a pig heart, you get stabby, is what it looks like to me.
Yeah, that gets you. Like
I
you
don't
can,
think anyone on YouTube can see this, by the way.
you can escape like from the other thing, you know, wink wink, jab jab. But like the pig heart does it.
Just get you right here, man.
All right, so you are one of the most banned people on Twitter I've ever seen. And one of the more frustrating parts, I think, for you is that you kept trying to come back and they were just they were not having it. You were getting associated accounts banned, you were getting everything banned. I can't even remember what you were saying that was getting you banned, but it seems like you found a new home.
I did. I have detoxed from my Twitter addiction. It takes a few months to get rid of the shakes. It's like alcoholism. It's
What were you
actually
saying?
More similar. I told a journalist to have fun up against a wall.
Oh,
Okay.
that'll do it.
That was it.
That'll do it.
So like truth, or you're just dropping
No,
truth bombs?
there's no reason for me to lie about it. I mean, it's like
Did
it
you
is
start
what it
the
is.
sentence? Did you start the sentence with truth or dare?
I did. I really wasn't all that stabby. I was just basically telling her, "Look, you're lying." You know, it's like what I was just saying. I was just calling her out, saying you're lying, and at one point or another, you're going to have to answer for it.
Yeah, this pig
Now,
heart.
clearly, it's easy to say, "Okay, she's got 70,000 followers. She's in the news. He obviously meant to shoot her." No, that's fucking stupid. Have you ever had your back up against a wall? But at that point, that was my first account. And there were 2 other ones associated with it. So all 3 got ripped out. Like December? It was January 1st, 2022. So it was the first day of the year. Happy New Year, motherfucker. So I got a new one. And that ended up being the Ghost of Nunya account. And that one had to be done with a Google phone number, a different email address completely, the whole ball of wax. Got it set up, was rolling along, everything was fine. And then for whatever reason, I put my Bitcoin hackers Mastodon address, well, not Mastodon, but Fediverse or whatever. I put that into my bio of my new account. And in 30 seconds, it was gone.
Jeez.
So the algorithm here, it proved to me that they're scanning your bios. And if there's anything in your bio that could be connected with anything that you've ever done, and I know this because the reasoning behind the second ban was you're trying to evade permanent ban. Well, duh. Of course I'm trying to evade the permanent ban. Are you stupid? I mean, are you out of your... I will, and at that point... and I was about to get a third one.
Your back was up against a wall. What were you supposed to do?
I was up against the wall. I was like going, dude, I lost, I lost, a primary communication line that I had. And then And that was in November. It was like about mid-November when Ghost of Nunya got ripped. So around mid-December is when I found my first competent client to connect to the Nostr protocol. And that was, I want to say, pretty sure it was Enigma, which looks like Telegram, and it's
This is
not
back
good,
in November?
yeah, no, this is mid-December. So it's about a month out. Yeah, I had about a month without Twitter. And amazingly enough, I was like, I'm just kind of done. I was just done. And then all of a sudden I fall into this Nostr thing and started using multiple clients. And that's when I had my second Bitcoin moment. Because you have your Bitcoin moment at one point or another in your Bitcoin journey where just you light up. It may have been you've been in for a few weeks. For some other people that I know, it's been a year and they still haven't had the Bitcoin moment. But when they have it and everything clicks, it's a stupendous moment to have. And the same thing happened within a couple of weeks, actually within the first week of really using clients to connect to the Nostr protocol and seeing what that actually was and how it worked and what it did, that I had my second Bitcoin moment. And at that moment, any thought that I ever had about giving shit one about Twitter evaporated.
Well, for all two of the viewers who don't know what Nostr is,
Meme Factory doesn't.
What is your Nostr moment about? What did you realize? What is this protocol?
Okay, so I'm on. Okay. The thing about Nostr is that it's a client, or it's a protocol, and it's a very simple one. Clients will be written to connect to that protocol, and I can communicate to you in a client that kind of, a lot of them are actually looking a lot like Twitter. That's sort of like a model. It's a mental model that designers are comfortable with saying, I think I know how to rebuild this on this protocol. So they build a web client, and then somebody else builds like an iOS client. Damus is the iOS client, Amethyst is the Android client, and then there's a whole host of web clients like iris.to, and Nostragram is my favorite web client. There's astral.ninja. It doesn't matter what client you're on, because the Bitcoin moment comes when, after you've written about 10, 15 notes, people reply to you, you get some likes, you get a couple of DMs going, you send a couple of DMs, and then you switch to another client that has never seen you, doesn't know anything about you, and you have to pop in your same public key, because we talk about this later, but the whole system, your identity is set up on a public-private key pair like a Bitcoin wallet, kind of, right? Once I plugged in my public key to another client that I'd never seen before, all of my shit was there. Every single one of my followers. My private key wasn't there until I put it in. And that's just if I want to actually send a message. Like, any one of you can go grab my public key off of any one of the profiles in Nostr on any one of the clients and paste it in like you're pretending to be me, and you'll see exactly what I see when I'm looking at any of these clients. You'll see my followers, you'll see what they're posting, you'll see what the replies are to that. It'll be like
your
you're
DMs.
Pretending. Yeah, no, not DMs. You can't do the DMs are encrypted, and you can only decrypt them with your private key. That's where one of the things where the private key comes in, right?
Your INSEC?
Do what?
With your INSEC?
Yeah, that's the private version, and then there's the NPub. So I guess INSEC is secret and pub is public. I don't know. That's my guess. But the whole point is that now I go to another client and I see the exact same stuff. I see the exact same followers. I see my exact same follows. Everything that I've ever written is there. And of course, if I want to see the DMs, I got to put my private key in, and then it can decrypt the DMs. So, but all that's there, which means that if for whatever reason, Will Kasarin really just doesn't like me, and he bans my public key from ever being able to interact with Damus, I can go to astral.ninja. All my shit's there. I don't have to try to reconstitute everything. I don't have to go and get a third email address and a third phone number. I don't have to do any of it. I can just go, oh, William doesn't like me. He's actually never said that he doesn't like me. Maybe he does. I don't know. I don't have to give a shit. See, that's the point.
I feel like you have a lot invested. I feel like you have a lot invested in how Will feels about you.
He did tell me that he doesn't like you, David. Sorry about that.
Yeah, he told me the same.
Damn it.
There it is.
That sucks.
Sorry.
Oh, well, anyway. as the meme will go.
It's like being able to sign in with like the Google ID or the Facebook ID without the nasty third party.
Kinda.
And you
depends.
can't be banned from a protocol.
It depends.
It's actually what Europe wants to do, Greg.
Who?
I'm sorry. Yeah, Europe wants to create like this digital ID, and if you want to access the web, like Google and Facebook, you're going to need to use your, government issued ID to get on the web and use Google. So that's what's coming down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that opens up a whole different can of worms. I don't even know how to navigate that one, but like
it seems more like a Bitcoin wallet. You plug in your private key, you can do it on any device. Yeah. And when you have that private key, then everything shows up again.
Yeah. It's like a house key.
There's a lot of really cool comparisons.
You can't go to any house. You can't go to any house, Greg.
Do you know how bump keys work, Sean? Never mind. Don't worry about that.
I know what a bump key is. You shouldn't have one if you're not licensed, by the way. You get in big trouble for that with the law.
But it's not the same house.
I don't have a bump key. You heard it here. I don't have a bump key.
I do have a lockpick set though, and I've gotten pretty good at picking locks. So,
but why?
So that I can demonstrate to other people that deadbolt that you think is securing your ass is pretty much. It's a matter of. You better hope that the person that everybody that walks by your house doesn't know how to pick that lock, because if you know how to pick a lock and it doesn't take long to learn, locks, there's really nothing to it, man.
So what do you do?
Not as secure as you think.
Guns.
Armament. And training. And ammunition.
And bars.
Like
traps.
Bars?
Like Xanax?
Yeah.
Like the happy bars?
Like a 4-bar Friday?
Like Snickers?
I think you mean bars like the bars of a jail cage.
Like musical notes?
Or to play your piano? Or
no, like that motherfucker has got bars.
This is
exactly.
Dave Bennett piano joke.
He is an accomplished pianist.
Where's Opti when you need
So when did your Bitcoin moment with Nostr come in? The first week, you said? Was there? It was just signing into these different apps that did it.
Yeah, it was because everything that I had done on that same public key kept coming back, and about the third different client when I was like, this, you can't stop this shit. There's drawbacks.
Yeah.
Like there's a block button on, I can't remember which client. Don't fool yourself. If you block somebody, all you're doing is muting them. Yeah, there's like some people that are like, well, I've blocked a couple of assholes already. I'm like, yeah, well, those assholes, if they know that you blocked them, are basically going to be trolling all of your reply threads, because you can't stop them from doing that. That's an issue. And
let's name names, David. That was Peter McCormack. He literally said that.
I explained it to him, though. I took the time to explain to Peter. He hasn't replied to me because he doesn't know who the fuck I am. It doesn't really matter. But I said, look, what you've done is you've muted them. You can't block somebody from like reading your replies, replying to other people in your replies. All you can do with this protocol is basically not see what they're saying. And even then, you still get the thing in the thread that says, oh, this note was written by somebody you've muted.
And what's funny about that is if he were to log in on a different client, then he would see everything again. Like he's only muting him using that one client.
Yeah. The show that I released this morning was episode 673, and it's a full-scale hour and 45-minute interview with Jonathan Leger. Leger is how you pronounce his name properly. He's the guy that wrote the client, the Nostrgram.co web client. And it's my favorite client. But we go into a lot of the background of what's going on with relays and the protocol and how it works. Kinda. I mean, it's not a full-blown, oh, you'll be able to write a client for it. It's not that. It's like, explain like I'm a complete moron how this shit works and why I should care. And so if anybody wants to go find out a little bit more about how this works in the background and more about Nostrgram, you can go listen to that when it dropped this morning.
I started playing with Nostrgram this morning. Far and away my favorite web client for this thing so far.
Yeah, it's smooth.
It's real smooth.
It's really smooth too.
Real smooth. Dark mode by default, which is tits.
Always a plus.
Yep, dark mode by default.
Desktop, right?
Yeah, it's a web client. And
what do you mean, you people, Greg?
I think you know. I think you know. And
how dare you?
What do you
dark
mean,
mode?
People, dark mode.
Dark mode. What do you mean, you people? Dark mode.
No, so it's got like you can. It's got its own feed where it looks like TweetDeck. If you've ever played with TweetDeck, so you've got like rows of what's going on in your feed, and then you can slim it down so it looks like the Twitter feed, where it's just one bar. You've got like a Pinterest-looking thing, and an Instagram-looking.
God, you guys sound like nerds.
Yeah, TweetDeck. He's such a meme influencer. That's a new word.
Wait, am I not on mute right now? Shoot.
No.
I said
Guys are gonna make me cry.
My bad.
So back to pig hearts.
Dude, David, I got a question for David.
Yeah, Sean.
So the last time we talked to you, we were talking about regenerative ag for like the whole show.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, like, I don't know if it's like you said you just moved to Tri-Cities area. Is that for regenerative ag purposes, or what was the reason?
Oh,
like,
no.
What was the reason you moved, and are you still staying up on regenerative ag? Like, I feel like that seems like your first Bitcoin moment to me was before. That was like your Bitcoin before Bitcoin.
That was a Bitcoin moment before Bitcoin. Yeah. And no, I didn't move up here for regen ag. However, the opportunities because of the region are pretty, it's pretty thick. Hold on. Cat.
That's what she said.
Stop. No, we moved up here because my wife got a job at the university around these parts as a professor, and it's a good school. It's a much better school than
was that Washington State? What is that?
Yeah. There's Washington State, and then 6 miles away is Idaho, University of Idaho.
Yeah, so it's in like, Moscow.
Yeah, Moscow. We went through that whole murder thing, which was not fun. But yeah, it's like two huge college towns, or not huge college towns, but two very large colleges kind of scrunched together, and one's in one state and one is 6 miles away in another state, and it's creates a very interesting dynamic. But as far as stopping thinking about regenerative agriculture, oh hell no, it's actually gotten worse, because right now we're renting a house because we needed a place to land, and I don't have a yard.
Oh no.
And I'm going fucking crazy. I can't plant shit. I can't grow shit. I don't have a yard to walk around in, because apparently everybody in this part of the country, in Idaho, Oregon, Washington, it's like postage stamp house sizes for the yards. And I'm like, don't you guys actually, I guess when they go outside, they go all the way outside, like 15 miles away, and walk to the mountain or whatever. I don't know. But I'm like, dude, I need a yard. I don't have one. And it's starting to get to me. So
can you do regenerative ag when it like, or how do you go about it in the wintertime when it's snowing outside, and what does that look like?
Regenerative ag is something that no, it's something that
what do you mean
set
you people?
What do you mean you people yellow? Yellow. Yellow wants to make them yellow. Tina probably said that.
That has its own complications.
it's something that you just set up and do, and it's really hard to describe. But let's look at it this way. Let's say we start in spring, and I want to rejuvenate. And you can practice regenerative ag on an urban scale, like at your house. So let's say that in the springtime, I want to rejuvenate a part of the backyard that doesn't grow any grass. So I kind of rake it up, and I get the soil where it will accept some seeds, and I'll put in like oilseed radish seeds, clover, all kinds of stuff as a cover crop. And then I'll let it grow until everything that I planted dies because of the summer heat. And then I don't dig it up. I just let the roots rot in the soil. And that helps to start building the soil and loosen the soil up. And then we get into summer, and at that point I could just go maintenance, just water it, whatever. And then in the fall, I put in like the same stuff. And then when the freeze hits, when January or whatever the first freeze hits, it all dies, and I don't dig it up. I just leave all the roots in the soil, and it becomes food for the microbes. So it's not something that I do, like I'm not going to run out in the middle of February where the ground's frozen. I've already done all the work. All I have to do is make sure that there's enough food underground for the soil critters so that they can actually do their work when the soil warms up in the spring. So it's a way of working with nature rather than
it doesn't sound like you're working with nature. It sounds like you're using nature as slave labor.
It is. People refer to
what
stuff
do you
like,
mean you people?
What do you mean
you
God damn it.
Just waiting for Yellow to step in here.
Yeah, so that's sort of the way that you do that. It's a more of a just a line of thought.
Okay. Does that technique, I was wondering because I was watching something else completely, but they mentioned something similar. Does that technique has anything to do with like Native American terra petra kind of soil they had?
Terra preta?
No.
Terra petra.
Yeah.
No,
Preta. Yeah.
not directly, but that's part of a regenerative agriculture thing too. That takes a little bit more. There's some more technique and there's more technique involved. What you're doing
It
is
also
you're
had
making
charcoal for some reason.
Yeah, you're making charcoal of a certain kind. This isn't and burying it in the soil.
Coke.
And that does things, but the difference between the charcoal that's being buried in the soil for making terra preta is not Kingsford charcoal. It's a completely different style of charcoal. It has to be done a different way.
I thought we couldn't make terra preta.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we can. Yeah, we can. Okay. So
yeah. Oh yes, we can. And in fact, if I had what I wanted to have on me, I wouldn't be here. I'd be out in the yard, probably burying about 55 gallons worth of what's called biochar into the ground, and then it will become over the years terra preta because it doesn't leave. It doesn't break down. That once the carbon is there, it stays there for 10,000 years.
Oh, so it's actually one of the techniques that you prefer too.
Oh God, yes. It's absolutely. You guys got other thing, we've probably got other fish to fry, but yeah. Think of it this way: the easiest way that I can describe what terra preta is, its presence as a mass in soil, is like think of an ocean. You're underwater, and there's nothing around.
So I'm drowning.
Deep ocean.
Got it.
And you look around, and it's just basically a desert. It's a water desert, but it's a desert nonetheless. There's no fish. There's no nothing. And then boom, lift yourself out of the water, cruise 100 miles somewhere else, and go into the same depth of water. Yet here, there's a coral reef. And what do you see?
Yeah.
You see a
life
shitload
everywhere.
of fish.
Yeah.
Life everywhere. And for different reasons it occurs, but the charcoal, because of its structure, provides a major amount of homes for bacteria, fungi, all manner of stuff that actually reproduce themselves in the structure of this carbon, and they just keep flying out. And that is a food source. And once you've got a food source that is consistent and constant, larger critters are going to make a home. That's what they do.
Stacy in the chat is saying it helps create a symbiotic root system.
Yeah, it does do that too, but it's because it houses and allows to house the things that actually do make those symbiotic connections with other things and plant roots. However, there's something to be said if you want to get a dive deep into it.
Yeah.
The carbon that never goes away because it's now in a charcoal form. It's what we call recalcitrant. It's generally has a slight positive charge. You're recalcitrant, bitch. It's generally a positive charge. And then water gets up to it, and this weird thing happens with water against hydrophilic. Hydrophilic means water loving, but these hydrophilic surfaces, like what charcoal becomes after it starts to say, okay, I like water, is that water that's closest to that hydrophilic surface turns highly negative. And then getting away from it, the water that is not close to that becomes highly positive. So you've got positive, negative, positive again. That's a battery.
Oh.
It's energy. There's voltage. There's watts. There's free flowing electricity beneath your feet, which is why people talk about grounding all the time and grounding sandals or walking barefoot all the time. Because you're somehow or another becoming part of the earth, which is in itself now, from what I'm starting to realize, is just this gigantic energy storage module that does all kinds of other shit too. But one of the things that I'm fascinated about with terra preta and the presence of carbon in soils, especially recalcitrant carbon, is that it not only provides these homes for all these critters, but it's an energy storage mechanism as well. And so there's probably something to be said that we don't know about roots interacting with like growing through plates of a battery. I mean, it seems like it would be like lethal, but if it's really just low level electrical flow, then all of a sudden that maybe is turning the tree on.
So
you people should know about being turned on, right? You people.
What do you mean, you people?
Without going into the details, because it does create a kind of battery. It is like a kind of like fractalic pattern that is created of energy and regeneration, and that's why it's so extra boosted, let's say, for planting shit, basically, for everything that has to do with life.
Yeah,
makes the Earth's energy more accessible.
Yeah, and if I had my way about it, I planted a peach
This is some Nikola Tesla shit here.
Yeah. Kind of. Well, he had that whole thing where he was transmitting energy through the Earth.
Can't meter it.
Was able to pick it back up and light
That's
bulbs
why
with it.
This is how I found myself to this kind of to this question. Actually, I was watching a semi-conspiracy kind of documentary. You find great truths there sometimes.
What do you mean you found yourself?
Yeah.
I don't know, YouTube. You know how YouTube is, man. And insomnia and Red Bull, you know.
Yeah. Go down a big YouTube hole, rabbit hole.
All right.
Where's RD at?
That's all right. We don't need RD. You're I still can't believe that Peter doesn't know who you are, especially because your pod's number 17 on Fountain now in Bitcoin apps, in Bitcoin pods.
I actually had it on. It was number 1 for a full week because somebody committed a grave accident and accidentally flipped me like 500,000 sats or something like that.
Nice.
They kept trying. They're like, "This shit isn't working. I've been trying to send you 20,000 sats like 5 times today," and I'm like looking at it, going, "Dude, I'm getting them."
Keep doing it. I'll let you know if it hits.
Offered to give him back, and he's like, "Nah, man, let it ride." And I'm like, "I love these people. I just
good people."
Yeah, good. They're very good people.
All right, so we haven't heard much from Rusty today, and we're at the point of the show where we need to hand out scores. We need to get through this. Rusty, what do you got for us?
Oh man, I feel like this is the
microphone
least
works.
favorite part of the show. Yeah, I told you I set up a new microphone. See, it's right here.
Wait, did you just add it like David's back thing?
This
There's
one.
at back.
Why is the mic behind you?
No. This
Mics are supposed to be in front of you.
I did that. That's my artwork.
Is that Charles Hoskinson at the window?
Oh God, it is.
I've just been keeping track of what we've been talking about.
Enlarge him a little bit. Greg, can you enlarge him?
Can I enlarge him? Yes. That's what she said.
And Yellow's using my office.
Yeah, you took his art, man. You took David's art. It's back there. I see it.
All right. Okay. I may have stole it.
The fold card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I won a contest, literally.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Least favorite part of the show. Scores. All right.
Can I ask you something? Why is the mic behind you, though?
I did.
Why is the mic behind you?
I don't know what you're talking about, Yellow. All right. Greg, you get your score is a chair. The chair that Yellow's sitting on.
All right.
Yeah, Yellow, you get an exact copy of yourself. It's the same score as last week, actually, but you get a plush toy of yourself. You can see it back there. That's the yellow toy. If anyone wants to get this guys are fun. Pre-orders are open. It's my shield in the middle of scores.
Nice.
Dave, you get this. Your score is this poster back here of mine.
That's amazing. I got it already.
Wow.
That's your score.
It's an NFT.
Yeah.
Yeah. Copied and pasted.
No.
Sean, you get a BTC trading card. With your face on it.
Let's go.
It's actually a real thing. Becca, a new sandwich press is your score today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Elon ruined the panini press, so
Nice.
that's just what I need.
That's a first world problem.
Fucking South Africans.
That's everyone's score. You're welcome.
Those people.
Those people.
What do you mean, you people?
It's a meme.
Come on, finish it. Finish it.
That's
what she
everyone,
said.
isn't it? Oh wait, there's heaps more people. There's like Pedro and Marcus. Marcus, you don't get a score today. I just feel like there hasn't been enough participation for me to be able to think of something to award to you. Pedro.
Yeah. And also, you told Pedro to sell at 40K and didn't tell us. What
the fuck?
And you guys about the microphone earlier, like I just assumed you were giving me shit again, like that joke that you do, and then my microphone. What? So it's like a lesson in crying wolf, right?
Okay, Tone Vase. Okay, Tone Vase. What does Pedro get?
Yeah. Pedro gets this toad Lego. This Lego toad. That's your score right there.
I fucking love Legos, so thank you.
There you go. You're welcome. That's
Why does he have a boner?
Yeah. Nice,
Why
Pedro.
is
You
the
got
queen
something.
in your background?
Yeah. This is just in case you want to just knock out RD's questions straight up.
Oh,
Go for it.
go for it.
Okay. Well, Dave, if the meme factory did exist, and you all know it.
Oh wait.
And
Can you do it with the RD
Sorry.
accent so you sound like him?
Yeah. My bad.
All right. Cool.
Hey, Dave. Wait, no, that's New Zealand. Dave Bennett. If the meme factory did exist, and we all know it doesn't,
Oh, dang.
which one of us would you mute? Which one of us would you like, and which one of you would you retweet?
That's pretty good.
That was a good
I don't
RD.
know.
Mute.
Thanks. Bit of
There you
pressure.
go.
That was a good RD.
I got to mute Yellow.
Yeah.
I got to mute Yellow.
Okay.
Oh, that
Yes.
was quick. That was quick.
But he can still troll you in your threads now.
I know, but that way I don't have to look at his mean face anymore because he's kind of scary and plush.
Fair enough.
And I don't know what his people have in store for me.
What do you mean?
And then okay, so what was the other one? So
you people always
retweet
stuff.
Who would I retweet? Is the other one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Because we know how much of a Twitter fan you are.
I'm banned. I can't.
Who would you
retweet.
You know what it means,
David. You know what we're talking
Would you
about.
boost on
You
Nostr?
can repost.
Yeah.
It's going to be Greg.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell would I not be reposting Greg?
Right.
I mean, it's like, dude,
Boosting
meme
Greg.
galore.
All right,
And then
so
what was
who
the
would you-
last one?
Mary.
I don't think you've liked anyone.
True.
Pedro.
Yeah.
Me and him go way
Yeah,
back.
right.
Me and
Thank
Pedro
you,
go
David.
way back.
Thanks, David.
He
That's
likes
like my
retweet.
first reaction ever, so I appreciate it.
Was he your IT guy? Is that what was happening? He was helping you
No,
with IT.
Back in the early days of Bitcoin Twitter.
He's our IT guy. You can't have him.
I don't need one. I mean, I hate computers, so fuck them. You know, IT guys can have them. All I care.
Question: do you actually play guitar, or is it like?
Yeah,
Are
I'm not
you-
gonna play it for you here.
Do you want?
But can you
After Sean asks his question, can you send us off by playing something simple?
Oh, I don't even have these are all electrics, and they won't actually come through because I don't have
The guitar behind you definitely looks acoustic.
this one.
I mean, you just got.
Damn it!
Oh.
Damn it!
Fair enough.
1958 Gibson Les Paul reissue.
I didn't
And
screenshot
then-
it to put it in my backdrop.
Okay. I have 3 names too. Okay.
And then
Now you just
My
show.
name.
Now you just. That one's plugged into an amp. What do you mean?
It's literally
no, it's actually it's plugged into my Firebox, which goes into one of myriad programs that I have. Oh, like a Focusrite Firebox. It's the way that I get my guitar to go
Interesting,
to
'cause
USB
Becca also
to
has a
go into my
Firebox.
computer. So
That's
Wait a
what she
second.
said. Plug it into my Firebox.
I think they have
I don't know.
prescribed pills for that now. I don't think you need a guitar.
the the Firebox. Oh my god!
it hurts when I pee.
Yeah, it does.
You got this, son. Let's go.
Yeah, Sean, save us.
The curtains
Okay,
match the
number.
drapes. I think.
So, Dave, first of all, thanks for coming on Meme Factory. We love having you around. Second of all, you're a smart guy. Do you know what happens at block height 840,000?
No, I'm gonna say no. I do not.
That would be the halving, sir. The halving happens at block height
Oh.
840,000. And I revoke my smart comment about you.
Happened to
You
me
probably
recently too,
should.
David.
You probably should. I was waiting for a palindrome question or something like that.
No, not a palindrome. Not at all. That is 210,000 times 4. So we are throwing the
Sean,
halving
I'm
party
sorry I
with
got to
the
break
money.
in here. You need to get some sun. You are fading into your blurred background, sir. Much better.
There you go.
Much better.
Woo, it's a disco.
So we're having the halving party in El Salvador
Colorful.
in March 13th to the 17th, 2024. And we're inviting you to come on down, bring your family, and it's going to be a blast. So come to the halving party.
I will do everything in my power to get my family down there because I've been wanting to go to El Salvador and Costa Rica and start seeing these places for a long time.
Yeah.
Will
What do you
it
mean
happen?
these places?
Well, those places with those people. I mean, come on, dude.
Yeah. Shithole countries.
David, what color is the soil of those places?
Oh my god.
Stop it. Stop it. Don't answer.
Brown.
Yeah, bring your guitar. I feel I can bring this guitar here if you want.
You should come.
This is my guitar over here.
Oh.
If you want to.
God damn it, Rusty! Stop stealing stuff.
Good question, though, Pedro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say orange clay, Pedro.
Ooh.
Wonderful. That's great.
David, you should come to the party because we're gonna have down there. We're gonna have terra preta, panacota, careta, whatever you want.
Karate.
Texas Slim's gonna be down there. Let's just say
He is
that.
going.
He's gonna be doing a little something with the having party.
Rusty, does that guitar have a hand attached to it?
Meme Factory doesn't even know yet.
It's just someone's holding it up for me.
Oh, gotcha.
Just,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It just,
Right?
But it's a good excuse. It's a good excuse to come to El Salvador, but hang out with all the plebs for the having.
So it's like what, mid-March 2024?
It's in block 840,000, David.
well, no, it's not. So yeah, that's probably not.
Actually, the blacks are now 9 minutes, so it might be.
Oh, I didn't. I thought you didn't. I didn't think you said blocks.
Are you guys using
Ordinals
a
fucked it up.
fiat calendar?
Ordinals changed the time.
All right,
Fiat calendar.
David, save this conversation. Tell folks where they can find you, how they can find you, what you're working on.
Okay. It is. Well, you have to go to Nostr for that one. Any one of the clients.
Your pub keys in the show notes.
Yeah. Do you got my pub key?
I do.
No, can you say it like out loud, one by one, like all the
Can you,
Labra's
can you
not
just
here.
read it out?
That's just honestly, I would, but that's just not
I
gonna.
miss Labra.
It's a lot of letters and numbers, and nobody's gonna write that shit down. Could you? Just
Okay, write down mine. Write down mine. It's N.
God
It's
damn
good
it.
for the Aldos.
B.
You know how I know?
Mute Yellow.
Five.
Mute him.
3,
7,
2, 0.
2.
You know how I know Yellow doesn't use Nostr? Because he started his pub key with a 10. All right, so you're on Nostr, David.
Yeah, and then the podcast name is Bitcoin and Podcast, and you can you'd find that one anywhere that you get your podcast. But I highly recommend a Podcasting 2.0 app because I am set up to receive boostergrams and streaming satoshis, and they go right to my node, not to a third party. So when if you decide to send me some of your hard-earned value, nobody gets to handle it but me. It goes right there, about 3 feet away to my node.
Yeah, handle everybody's sets. All right, Dave. I want to say thanks for coming on, man. I appreciate your time. Really appreciated having you.
Thanks for having me. I'm sorry that we missed the last time. That was a
Unmute me, goddammit.
Whoa.
There you are.
Aggressive.
I didn't say 10. I didn't say 10. I said N. You potato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mute him.
We're gonna have to.
There we go.
We're gonna have to check the replay
Anytime
on
that
that.
you guys have, anytime that you guys want to have me back, I'm always more than happy to come here because it's so much fun. So, yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it, all of you.
All right. Thanks, David. Have a good night, everybody.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
You too,
Good
man.
night.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Thanks for your time, David. Appreciate it.
You're